One. Anthony Hartwig here with YSN Crestview Softball Coaches Corner with Coach Eskra. Coach, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me, Anthony.
And obviously the news that no one wanted to hear dropped today about spring sports being canceled. Just kind of give me your reaction to that and what you're kind of feeling today.
It's definitely a sad day for high school sports. Not only softball, but baseball and the track kids. I think we all expected it. I think we kind of, I know with us, we were holding on to every glimmer of hope that we could have that we would have a shortened season. But yeah, it was disappointing. Like I said, I think we all expected it, but just didn't. We really didn't want it to happen.
It was a steady progression since this whole shutdown happened, where we thought, okay, we're going to have 2 weeks off, and then it was we're going to start back up in May, and now of course it's canceled. What has the progression been like for you, and kind of going through the different changes as they've come?
Well, with everything being so unpredictable and this all being all new to everybody, we just were taking it day by day. I kept in contact with some of the girls, mainly the seniors, which they were disappointed through the whole thing, and just trying to keep everybody positive and hopefully something good would come out of it, and that we might end up getting a play. But
Have you had a chance to talk to your team today yet?
No, I sent them all a text last night, posted it on our Facebook page, and I sent them all a text, and it got a lot of feedback, a lot of disappointment. I think they understand, that it's for the best. It's hard to swallow when it's especially the seniors, playing and not only our kids, but everybody out there. Some kids, that's all they play is softball, and they look forward to that that time in the spring. And but we had a lot of disappointment, but I think they all they took it pretty well. A lot of the girls sent the seniors some real nice messages and pictures and things like that. So hopefully here in the next week or two, it these guys move on, I guess.
Let's talk about those seniors. I just talked to Taylor Mellington, and I hope to get Maddie on here pretty soon. Talk about both of them and what they bring to the program on and off the field.
Well, the thing with Maddie and Taylor, this would have been my fourth year, so they were my first group of kids as a freshman. So that was really special. To have them for the 3 years, 4 years, and both of them just bring a lot to the program. Both are very positive. Taylor, Taylor's really this year. We had a really good spring. The first few weeks. She was going to get to see some pitching. She pitched when she was a freshman, and then she hurt her shoulder, her elbow. I'm not real sure what it was. I can't remember. But she, we had an inter squad scrimmage, and she just did really well. So we were going to throw her some this year. Maddie, Maddie's Maddie. Maddie's just one of them girls that you got to love. She's so positive. She brings a lot to the team. The kids look up to her. The underclassmen. But they're both just super nice girls, and I'm sure they'll do well after this is all over. But it's still very heartbreaking for everybody.
I talked to Maddie during volleyball season, and that was a great team with a lot of great seniors, 8 of them, I believe. But she was by far the most vocal player on that whole team. Is it the same way for softball?
Yeah, she's a good leader, and the I guess the bad thing is, the good thing and bad thing, I guess, the basketball team went, far this year. So we really only had Maddie for probably about 4 or 5 days. Everybody knows who she is. She does play volleyball. She plays basketball. She plays softball. But yeah, she's just a great kid. She's a good leader. Like I said, she's always positive. She don't ever have anything negative to say. And she gives you 110% every single day.
Let's talk about your program for a minute. You guys came within one run of that district championship last year. I'm sure you guys were chomping at the bit to get back at it this year. What kind of things did you have this year, and what were the expectations for the Rebels this season?
Well, we after last year, we had all the momentum in the world. Came up one run short, like you said. You play good teams, you can't make mistakes, and the mistakes came back and bit us. Having the best season in Crestview history last year, winning the OVAC. So these girls were excited. They were ready to play, and they wanted to get back to the championship. And I feel that we had a really good chance. We lost 4 seniors. Lost some good players, and but they were focused. I mean, they had their sights set high, and we had a good few weeks of practice. We started lifting there in January, and we had 28 kids out. So we're definitely we're getting the interest in the kids, and we had a great group of kids though. They're awesome.
And one of the strengths for you guys last season was in the circle with pitching. Talk about the growth of your pitcher. She was just a freshman last season, going into her sophomore year. What new things should we expected to see from her this year?
Well, I tell you, Kayden was throwing the ball really well, and she plays travel, so she's practicing, 12 months out of the year. I mean, that's her. She lives and breathes softball. I mean, that's all she does. Her sister Carson, the catcher. You couldn't ask for anything better having a catcher pitcher combo, and in the same grade, and they play together, travel, and so it was so nice to have them come in, and she stepped up really well last year. And I mean, she looked really good this year. I mean, I was expecting a lot of high things from her and her sister, the whole team. But yeah, Kayden had a great year last year.
When you go through what your lineup would have been this year, who were some people maybe in the middle of your lineup that other teams would have to respect and you knew that could get you a big hit every time they stepped to the plate?
Um, Definitely Kayden. I mean, Kayden had a good year last year. She broke a couple records. Um, Her sister Carson, she batted cleanup last year, which she probably would have been the 4-hole this year again. Um, she didn't have as good a year as she thought she would. I thought she definitely contributed a lot, and she was looking well and had a great attitude. I mean, again, both those girls, that's their thing. They want to go to the next level, and I think with them, and also we have McKenna Schultz. McKenna came along good last year. She was hitting the ball really well. We did have an inter-squad scrimmage, but she was looking good too. I mean, that sophomore class is, that's their sport is softball, and it shows. They all, a lot of them play travel, and we would have had 5 or 6 sophomore starters this year.
All the coaches that I've talked to so far have talked about how important scheduling is and getting the good teams to prepare you for the tournament. What kind of teams do you have on your schedule this year, and how good was the schedule going to be this year?
We had a tough schedule. We had Weirton, Big Red, which is a D1. We were playing Steubenville Catholic Central. We had Brook on the schedule. Those were the OVAC teams. We had a doubleheader with Toronto, and we our schedule, I think, this year was definitely it was going to definitely be tougher than what we had last year. We had our Tennessee trip, which we had 4 games scheduled down there. And we were playing 2 D1 schools there also. So yeah, I think this year we would definitely, we would get us prepared a little bit better, than as far as last year. But that's uncharted territory for us. We have never been in the, in the district, in the finals, and it was great for the program. And like I said, we were going to build on that for sure this year.
And of course, you have to play champion twice in the league. What's that kind of like?
Oh, that's maybe one good thing about this. We'll have to play them twice this year. But I mean, that team is just amazing, and everybody knows. When you have 2 pitchers of that caliber, and a coach like Coach Weaver is, I mean, it's you go in and you give them your best shot, and they deserve what they've got. It's a shame that they're not going to have another, title run this year, which I think would be 4 in those girls' 4 years. I don't know if that's ever been done or not. But yeah, that team's just, they're just amazing. It was fun playing them, and very respectful girls. I mean, they didn't, try to run it, grind it in your face. Coach Weaver's the same way. She's up by 10 runs, and she still plays the game, but she's not out there to beat you 20 or 30 to nothing.
When you have a team like that in your league that sets the bar so high, what does that do for you guys day in and day out, mentality and practice, and even in games?
Well, when you have somebody that good, you always want to beat them. And we always talk before that game, that this is the big game. I mean, if we could knock Champion off, that would be that'd be awesome. And but I think they, I don't think we were intimidated. They knew what they were, and we were close to the game at Crestview till about the third inning, and then everything just the wheels fell off, I think.
Talk about what kind of things make you proud that you get to coach for a school like Crestview and you get to represent that school system.
Well, in Crestview, I mean, I'm from West Virginia originally, and I just kind of landed here. The people in this district are just amazing. We have everybody supports everybody. I'm proud. I had 2 kids to go through Crestview, and they both played sports, but away from the sports, the community is we're really a tight knit community. It's I wouldn't want to coach anyplace else. I get a lot of backing from Coach Cusick, who's our AD. The whole staff there. Mr. Manley, Mrs. Nappy. I mean, they make it easy. I mean, this was only my 4th year, and at the beginning it was tough, but they made me feel comfortable. And Coach Cusick, he helped me through. Showed me the ropes and walked me through everything, which was really nice. But yeah, it's a great community. I wouldn't want to go anyplace else.
Guys are getting a new football field down there with the turf, and that's going to be a place where a lot of the sports programs that are outdoors can even use as a practice facility. So how excited are you to see the new turf at Crestview?
That's going to be awesome. I mean, our field is, maintained, and we're able to get on it. I mean, we practiced, I don't know, 3 or 4 times on it, when we were practicing, but to have the turf, and just like weather, like, it has been with all this rain, it would be nice to get out there, because how it is when you're indoors. You can only do so much. You have 28 kids, and you have 1 gym, and we have 1 cage. We have the mezzanine, and it's just really crowded. So yeah, to be able to get out there and on the field, and that is going to be great. Yeah, it's awesome.
Coaching is all about kind of teaching and getting your student athletes to grow. What's one thing that kids that come out of your program, if you want them to take away one thing from the program and from you, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, my mentality is, you're only young once, and to me, it's not all about winning and losing. When it gets down to it, I always tell the kids that you're going to go through these 4 years, and they're going to fly. I want you to have the best 4 years, playing softball as a high school athlete, and I try to make it fun. We do make it fun, and when we need to be serious, we're serious, and when it's fun time, it's fun time. But I think them coming out of the program, just like with this coronavirus, I think they're gonna, the seniors and everybody, I think, is gonna learn a lot from this. They're gonna grow from it. It's just not all about the sport. I mean, it's people have to look outside of that small area of it being a sport. But no, I just would want them to take the respect and just be themselves, I guess.
You talk about the growth that this kind of situation can bring. How mentally strong do you expect your team to be when you do get them back for 2021?
Oh, I'm I think this will be a, light a fire under a lot of them, especially the kids that, are looking to go to that next level. I've talked to Kaedyn often, and, she's just so disappointed that, that we're not able to play. And, just that, again, they just look for that, that's that they're living for is softball. And I think next year we have a good class, and we're going to still be young. We only had 2 seniors this year. I think we have about 6 juniors. And we had 12 freshmen. And next year, our freshman class is pretty strong too. So as far as next year, I mean, I think we will give a battle, for the district again, and hopefully we get past there.
Let's flip it around. What about some things that your student athletes have kind of taught you or helped you grow in the last 4 years?
Oh, well, I'm a very emotional person, and people look at, oh, you're a big guy. And I'm very emotional, and going through last year with what we went through, and having a daughter on the team, it really opened my eyes a lot, and and going through this now, I couldn't even imagine having to go through this as a coach and have a daughter, that was playing. But they pushed me. I mean, they push me to the limits, and they know when I'm serious and when I'm not. But they made me cry a few times last year, and I just they've taught me a lot. They respect me and I respect them. And the only way you're going to earn their respect is by respecting them, for them to respect you.
Yeah, when I was talking to Taylor a little bit ago, she said that the relationship between you two definitely grew from freshman year to senior year, and you can kind of see that when you talk to her.
Yeah, Taylor came as a freshman. She was a pitcher. I mean, she really kind of molded into a utility player. I think I could put her any place, first base, outfield, pitcher, and then she got hurt. Taylor's Taylor's very hard on herself. She doesn't understand, if you got to make a mistake, you got to pick yourself back up. But she's very, very hard on herself. Great girl, great attitude. But just I would like to see her be a little bit lighter on herself than be so hard as she is. But yeah, as a freshman, I was, we kept her down. She was ready, but again, I think it takes a certain player as a freshman to dress varsity, to play varsity, and people don't realize the difference between a 14, 15-year-old girl and an 18-year-old young woman. And there's just the speed of the game, and I think it's hard to adjust, especially being young. And I think playing as a freshman at JV, I think definitely helps you for that next year when you move up to the varsity level.
All right, Coach, let's have some fun with you before we let you go. Of course, quarantine has kept us all inside for the last couple of weeks. What's been your favorite quarantine activity?
Well, I'm working every day because I do own my own business. So inside, boy, I tell you, Call of Duty. I play Call of Duty, and I tell everybody I'm on the senior circuit. And but I enjoy playing Call of Duty at nights. If once I come back and get my work out of the way, I hit the basement, and myself and Haley are playing Call of Duty and having some fun together.
Who's better, you or Haley?
Oh boy, she's been pretty good. She's been putting up some pretty good numbers. I would say probably still me. Yeah, she does well though.
The Eskras on the sticks. I love it. Greg,
Oh,
thank you
yes.
so much. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we definitely hope to see you back on the softball field real soon, because that's where you belong.
Thank you, Hayden. Thank you for you DJ and the staff for everything you guys do for everybody out there. It's awesome, and stay positive and stay safe.